The sun is setting over the ancient walls of Windsor Castle. Cameras from every corner of the world are rolling, and what should have been a day defined solely by royal pomp and political ceremony suddenly becomes a whirlwind of spectacle, controversy, symbolism, and unexpected drama. Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is unlike anything you've seen, because we're unpacking the 4 biggest stories surrounding Windsor Castle in just the past 48 hours. And trust me, you're going to want to stick around until the very end. Here's what's coming up. A shocking protest that turned the castle's historic walls into a giant screen of controversy with images of Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. The grandeur of the state visit itself, where the British royals rolled out centuries of tradition to welcome the Trump family in a once-in-a-generation display of pomp and pageantry. Kate Middleton's subtle but powerful tribute to Princess Diana, a jewelry choice that sent shockwaves of nostalgia and symbolism across both the UK and the US. And finally, the security scare that rattled the castle grounds as a drone breached restricted airspace, forcing law enforcement to tighten their grip on one of the most high-profile events in Britain this year. That's a lot to cover, but stay with me, because as we go through this, you'll not only see the headlines, you'll understand the layers of meaning, the emotions behind the optics, and why Windsor Castle has once again become the center of global attention. Let's start with the protest, because in the age of instant media, nothing grabs attention quite like visuals. As the Trump family was being honored inside, the outer walls of Windsor Castle suddenly lit up with projected images linking Trump to Jeffrey Epstein. The stark visuals, unmissable, deliberate, and provocative, were intended as a bold statement of dissent, a reminder that even amid royal tradition, political controversy follows wherever Trump goes. Within hours, footage of the projection went viral on social media, sparking outrage, applause, and debate. Was it an act of free speech or a disrespectful attack on an institution that prides itself on neutrality? Police quickly intervened, arresting 4 individuals on charges of malicious communications. But the images had already done their job, etched into the narrative of the visit, ensuring that for millions watching, the day wasn't just about royal fanfare, but also about public resistance. Now, contrast that with the spectacle inside Windsor Castle. The royal family had gone all out. Precision guards in scarlet uniforms lined the courtyards. Brass bands played ceremonial tunes that echoed against centuries-old stone, and the iconic red carpet stretched across the grounds as the Queen and senior royals greeted Trump and his family. It was a moment of history repeating itself, reminding everyone that Windsor Castle has long served as the stage where diplomacy and theater merge. For the Trumps, this was more than just another stop on a state visit. It was a validation, an entry into the carefully guarded world of royal ceremony. Donald Trump, standing tall beside Queen Elizabeth II, projected confidence, but also a rare restraint as he adjusted to centuries-old protocols. Melania Trump, elegant as ever, became a focal point for the media, her fashion choices dissected in headlines across both continents. The banquet inside was nothing short of opulence. Glittering chandeliers, golden plates, and toasts exchanged that carried not just words of diplomacy, but symbolic gestures of partnership. For Americans watching, it was a reminder of the unique bond between 2 of the world's most powerful nations, played out under the watchful gaze of history itself. Yet amid all that, one moment stood out above the rest: Kate Middleton's jewelry. At first glance, it was just a brooch, simple, elegant, pinned neatly as part of her royal attire. But for those who knew its history, it was so much more. This was a piece once connected to Princess Diana, a subtle nod to the late princess who continues to loom large in the collective memory of both Britain and America. In choosing to wear it on such a politically charged day, Kate wasn't just accessorizing. She was making a statement, weaving Diana's legacy into the fabric of modern royal diplomacy. Social media lit up with comparisons. Fans called it a touching tribute, and analysts debated whether it was a reminder of continuity, a subtle counterbalance to the boldness of the Trump visit, or simply a heartfelt gesture from a daughter-in-law honoring a woman the world still misses. Whatever the interpretation, the effect was undeniable. It humanized the ceremony, grounding all the glitter in a moment of real emotion that resonated across generations. And then, just when it seemed the day had offered enough drama, came the scare that reminded everyone how fragile security can be in moments like this. Reports broke that a drone had breached restricted airspace over Windsor, a serious violation given the level of protection surrounding the castle during a state visit. Police quickly detained a suspect, but the incident raised immediate concerns. How could a drone slip through the net at one of the most tightly secured sites in the UK? For critics, it was proof that new technology continues to outpace traditional security measures. For supporters, it was a testament to the vigilance of British law enforcement that the breach was quickly contained without disrupting the visit itself. Either way, it added another layer of intensity to an already unforgettable day, reminding the world that in the 21st century, threats don't always come from the obvious places. So when you put it all together, the protest that turned Windsor's walls into a canvas of dissent, the dazzling state ceremony that showcased the height of royal tradition, Kate's heartfelt tribute to Diana that touched millions, and the drone incident that highlighted the stakes of modern security, you don't just get a headline. You get a story that feels almost cinematic in scope. Windsor Castle, with its 1,000 years of history, once again proved why it remains more than just a fortress. It's a stage where politics, tradition, and human emotion collide in ways the world can't look away from. For Americans watching, this wasn't just British history. It was a story that involved their own former president, their own headlines, their own debates. And that's why it matters, because in a world where global news cycles spin faster than ever, Windsor Castle just reminded us that some places have the power to stop time, to draw all eyes, and to turn even a single day into a saga we'll be talking about for years to come.